Welcome back to part 2 of our 3-part series where we dive into everything you need to know about the QX Canister series. Now that we have the unit unboxed, I want to show you guys how to assemble it and then also show you guys some features and how to use it. As you can see, everything is out of its packaging and we have a couple different things we need to assemble here. You can do this in any order of your preference. This is just how I prefer to do it. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to attach to the canister is going to be the power hose. On the opposite side of the handle, you're going to have the hose port. You're going to have a double prong connector right here. That's going to insert in right there. And then you have 2 gray tabs. So we're just going to attach that. Push it in until you hear it click. Once it clicks, you know that it is locked into place. Alright, up next is I'm going to take the extendable wand and I'm going to insert the bottom portion into the top of the neck pivot on the Wieselwerk EBK 360 power nozzle. So line that up, push it down, and give it a little wiggle to make sure it doesn't come out. And then the last part is going to be the pump handle. Insert that into the upper part of the wand. If you heard that click lets you know that it is locked into place. Alright, so that is pretty much how you assemble the QX90. This process is going to be the exact same for the QX60. The only difference is going to be the color can and the power head. The power head is going to be smaller. So we do have some additional attachments over here on the right side, and we do have this onboard tool caddy, so I want to quickly show you guys how to put that on the canister. Alright, so we're looking at the back side of the canister, and you're going to notice this little slot right here. That is going to be for the onboard tool caddy. On the back of it, there's going to be this channel that is going to insert into that slot, and there you go. From here, on top of the tool caddy, there's little icons for the different tools. So the middle one's going to be the upholstery tool. To the left of that, you have the crevice. And then to the right, you have the duster brush. So that is how the onboard tool caddy works. You will also receive a bare floor tool and a mini turbo. Unfortunately, there are no spots to hook these up to the canister, so you're gonna have to put these somewhere else. You can decide where to do that. So that is how to assemble the QXs. I do want to go over a couple of the features and then I'll show you guys how to use it. But before I do that, I want to do a quick disclaimer on the QX60. On the QX60, you do not get the additional premium tools or the tool caddy, but you will have onboard tools already installed inside the vacuum, and this also goes for the QX90 since these are the exact same cans. The only difference is the color and the power head included. Right below the hose port or above the Prolux logo, there's going to be a chrome button. If you push that button down and lift up the lid, you will have a onboard duster brush and crevice tool. And this will apply for the QX90 as well. The QX90 is going to be the only one that comes with the onboard tools, but this can be purchased separately for the QX60. Alright, so quickly I want to go over a couple of features and specs before we get into how to use it. Looking at the front of the canister, you're going to have a cord rewind and a power button. Again, I will demonstrate all of this later on. You do have a 5-speed motor, and you can control the speeds with the minus and plus icon, and then you can see the speed you have down here on this screen. Again, onboard tools already, but here's how you gain access to the bag chamber. There's going to be a silver button. Push up on that and you can open up the bag chamber. From here you can remove the bag and install a new bag, and then you have a pre and post motor filter. You have 4 caster wheels on the bottom. This does come with a 25-foot cord that is rewindable. You have 116 CFM. You have 3 layers of filtration. With the cord fully pulled out, the hose, the wand, and the power head, you have about 35 feet of cleaning range. The cleaning path is going to determine on which type of power head you have. And that can be anywhere from 10 to 14 inches. But that is just a quick overview on some of the features and specs. Now I want to show you guys how to correctly operate and use the QX Canister series. Okay, so quickly I want to go over how to use it and operate some of the buttons. This is a brand new canister, and when I'm done with this video, I'm going to rebox it and put it back out in the warehouse. So I don't want to necessarily demonstrate it on carpet and get a bunch of dirt through the hose into the bag, so just bear with me. We will have more of a demonstration video later. But looking on the buttons right here, you have a power button, plus, minus, and cord rewind. The icon that has a circle with the line in it, that is going to be the power button, so let's go ahead and turn it on. So push it once, it turns it on, turn it off, push it again. I'm going to get a close-up and quickly go through the different suction speeds here. So here we have the different speeds for the motor, and then we have a minus or a plus sign. I'm going to turn the vacuum on, and you probably won't hear me talk, so I'm just going to quickly go through the different speeds here. So that is how you go through the different settings of the motor. Just use the plus or minus sign. And then just make sure when you turn the unit on and off, you really give it a good solid push, not like a halfway, because it's not going to turn on or off. Make sure you push it all the way down to turn it on and off. Okay, so that is how you turn the can on, but how do we turn the power head on? Let me show you. Alright, so this next demonstration, or how to properly use it, is going to be very important. In the past, we have got a bunch of customer inquiries saying their power head's not turning on, and we came to find out that either the power button on the power head wasn't being engaged, or they weren't turning the hose handle switch on. Fortunately, the Weiswork EBK360 power nozzle does not have an on and off button, so the only way to turn the power head on is with the hose. And the hose has an icon here for on or off, so it's really hard to mess any of that up. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the vacuum on. The hose is in the off position, so once the vacuum's on, I'll give it a second, and then I'll turn the hose handle switch on, and then the power head will turn on. Okay, well that's pretty much how you use the QX series canisters. It's really straightforward. Just make sure the can's on, then make sure the hose handle switch is on. I do want to quickly go over the EBK360 power nozzle, and then I also go over the EBK250 power nozzle. So go ahead and remove the wand. To remove the wand, there is this little pedal on the back. Push that down, and pull up. Okay, so here we have the 360 and the 250. And you guys can tell there is a major difference between the two. This one's going to be much smaller, and this one's going to be a beast. Start with the EBK250 power nozzle. Quickly go over some of the features. You do have an LED light strip at the front, so if you want to use this on hardwood floors, it's just going to let you guys see all the dirt and hair hiding in the floors, on the floors, especially if they are a darker color. On the side, you have an open and close position. Slide it to open. You can pull the brush roll out, replace it, do whatever maintenance you need to. And then on the bottom, you do have a little cutter tool. That just slides out, and you can use this to cut the hair from the brush roll. Really cool little tool. That is pretty much it for the 250 head. Let's move on to the 360. 360, you're gonna get a couple more features. You do get LED lights at the front. You do get a pivot release. So when you store this in a closet or a room, the wand will be standing upright. Whereas EVK 250, if you put it upright, it's just gonna fall down. You do have a height adjustment pedal right here. You have 1 through 5. So 1 is going to be the lowest, and what height adjustment lever does is it just creates a gap between the bottom of the power head and the surface you are cleaning. So if you were going to be cleaning like hardwood floors or really low pile carpet, I would keep it on the 1 or 2. If you have like normal plush carpet in a house or high plush carpet, I would go ahead and push on this lever until you get to a 4 or 5. And what we kind of tell our customers to find that sweet spot is you want to adjust it to where you can kind of hear brush roll making contact with the floor, and then go ahead and adjust it so it's 1 lower. So say you have it at 5 on plush carpet and you can kind of hear the brush roll hitting the fibers, go ahead and lower that to a 4. That way it gets deeper into your carpet. If you were to put this on 1 or 2 with high plush carpet, it is not going to work properly. It's going to get those fibers and start pulling them out of the carpet. So just make sure you have this on the right height depending on your carpet, and it's just going to be trial and error. So if you do get this, go ahead and test it out, and you might like it on a certain setting. That is all preference. And then again, you do have a pivot release here. You have a locking pivot, and this is how the height adjustment works. You just have this metal bar with the wheels, and as you click on the height adjustment, it'll either lower or raise this bar. You have a large wide opening for the brush roll here, so it's really going to be really good at picking up dirt and debris. And this is going to be a no maintenance power head. So what I mean by no maintenance is you are rarely going to need to replace the brush roll or belt. And if you were to suck up a sock or a piece of clothing, it's just going to clog the power head immediately, so it doesn't cause any damage to your vacuum or power head. I just want to cover all my bases so you guys are good to go. If you guys had any questions, I hope this video helps you out. Telescopic wand, really straightforward. You have a button right here, push that down. You can extend it to any height that is comfortable for you. Not much really going on with the hose besides on and off switch, but you do have a suction relief valve right here. So what this does is if you open it, it's going to let air come out of the vacuum. And you're going to notice that with the EVK 250 power head, you're going to want this suction relief open if you're going to be using this on really high plush carpet. Since the QX series canisters have a lot of suction, a lot of CFM with this style of power head, it might bog out depending on the type of carpet you have. So that's why we have installed the suction relief valve. If you notice the brush roll not spinning, go ahead and crack this open a little bit, and that should relieve some of the airflow to get the brush roll spinning again. Okay, so we have covered the power heads, the wand, the hose. Let's cover the tools. This is a mini turbo or pet tool, stair tool. This is going to be air driven, so it uses the vacuum suction to spin this motor shaft to spin the brush roll. This works really well on stairs, car interior, upholstery, and removing pet hair. These little rubber bristles right here will snag onto the pet hair, and then the tiny bristles inside along with the vacuum suction will suck them off. You got your basic 3 attachments, but these are going to be really high quality tools compared to the onboard tools found inside the vacuum. Crevice tool, upholstery tool with a little guard right here that slides on and off, and then you have a duster brush tool, and all of these have button locks. So when you go to install them onto the hose or wand, they use button locks, so they're not going to slide off. So to remove them, push the button lock down, slide the tool off. Really easy. Mini turbo will not have a button lock, so what you're gonna have to do is slide it on, push the button lock down, just slide it on all the way. It kind of uses friction fit. Same thing for the floor tool. This is going to be for floors or hard floor surfaces, so if you don't want to use a power head, you have an optional tool right here, and this will connect directly to the wand. Alright, that's going to sum up part 2 of our 3-part series regarding the QX series canisters. Again, everything I told you in this video and the first video will apply to the QX60 and the QX90. They're exact same vacuums, the only difference is the power head, and the QX60 does not include the onboard tools and tool caddy. If you guys have any additional questions, you can leave a comment down in the comment section below or send us an email at service@proluxcleaners.com.